It's a cute purse. What is it called? For a second I thought it was a pink infant, but then I know that it's a purse because you guys are matching. And I would love one of my own, dead or alive. Let me know. Either works. Is it a baby? No, is it a baby? No, that's a purse. You're right, Grilly. It's a purse. You're right. I'm an idiot.
And now take camera one, go camera one, and camera one is go.
Hi!
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
Yep, kinda.
Welcome to the first, best, and only news show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And my stars and garters, what a day, what a show, what a time to be alive.
There's somebody in the live studio audience who's saying, but it's not 8 a.m.
You know, we love all of you, BBs. We really do. And none of you, all of you are brilliant, unwavering bands of light. Mm-hmm. But goddamn, sometimes y'all be wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you're just wrong. You see, the other people in the chat do seem to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, hey, it's 8 a.m. somewhere. It's
Thank
8
goodness
a.m. on the dot. Yeah, it's exactly 8 a.m.
We put those systems in place just to check for time dilation, and we're good.
Yeah. So I would recommend checking in with your local time authorities, as it does appear the majority of chat does say it is 8 a.m.
Speaking of the Time Variance Authority, Loki.
Hey,
coming on Wednesday.
Nice.
Coming on Wednesday, baby.
Nice transition. It is Loki week, and I am very excited.
We don't have any new. That wasn't a great transition because we don't have any Loki news in the thing.
There were little pieces of announcements, but nothing big.
But I just want to say it's Loki week. That's all.
It is Loki week, but it got us into talking about some news.
Okay, what news?
I just meant that Loki is news.
Oh, yeah, Loki is news. I was like, oh, no, I was.
No, I didn't have a particular.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, let's go. I'm ready.
Oh.
I was like, oh, now she's doing a segue. What is it?
It wasn't a segue. I was
sorry.
Just talking about the week.
Hold on one second. I got this.
The mics are still on.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think we've.
Are you doing it?
I think we've got it now.
Are you gonna go back in?
Yeah, I think now we're good.
Okay.
Let's do. Yeah, we'll take it from the top.
Okay.
And I think now we're so good.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Want me to talk through the intro?
No, don't talk through the intro. You've got to be quiet through the intro.
What? But they've already seen the intro.
No, we're starting from the top.
You're gonna listen to the top?
Let me take it from. Should we run it again?
Good morning, everyone. Hi,
hey. What's up, everybody?
It's good to see you. We have actually a lot of things to get into today. There's a lot of indie games to talk about, and y'all know we love to talk about indie games. I want to start with one before we get into the big list of them, though. One in particular that Anthony very excitedly sent to me yesterday. I was on set this morning, and I made every person I encountered watch this trailer.
When I tell you, BBs, when I tell you little pickles, the whiplash that you will experience. Is this the one I'm thinking?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I tell you the whiplash, the emotional whiplash you will experience watching this trailer with us, it's something. Are you ready? Because
just muting all these mystery sources that pop up every time we do this. Now
here it comes. Let's just jump right into the trailer.
All right. This game is called Pal World.
Now, here it looks like a Pokemon MMO. It looks like we're is that a okay, now we're
yeah.
Oh,
look,
look,
dogs
and you can
and
ride
stuff.
a dog.
It's kind of like a Genshin Impact.
Yeah, there are pengies on the
look at them doing work together. Oh, they actually look like they're sweating pretty
that's
hard.
actually kind of
really
forced labor.
That's kind of
okay, that's interesting. Okay, but now they got a house, and now you can live in a little house with your
together.
Pokemon, and they use their electricity to power it, and you can make a garden.
Gardening together. It's
you got
Ooblets.
sheep. Oh,
Okay.
this is lovely.
Wow.
Okay. Well, now, all right. That's
Jesus.
and you can build a little fire with them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and you can rub their
Rub their
bellies.
I always want to be able to rub. Oh, that's just a
okay. Oh, and then you can mutate them into new kinds, and then dear
what
God,
the fuck? Why are there guns?
Oh no!
Jesus.
No, don't block with it. No!
Why would you blow up?
Why would you do that? What is happening here?
With a sheep?
Why the church?
What is happening to those
Why would you
penguins?
capture them? No.
No, is that
Why are
these
you
are
forcing
labor
them into
camps?
labor camps? No,
Oh my God.
not a sniper sight.
Not around a giant Pikachu Snorlax.
What the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck?
Why
Did you
are
just
they
kill all those
dead?
penguins? Oh, but that is that trailer Nessa from Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Oh, wow, pal world. It's just a bunch of pals doing friend things because they're pals. Good morning. It's
Hey,
just
what the fuck?
Hey, what the fuck? Listen, I know all the memes about Sword Shield and then Pokemon Gun, but they
did it.
make
They made
Pokemon Gun.
Like, okay. Not only did they make Pokemon Gun, but I really do feel like they went one step further to make Pokemon
Capitalism?
Sweatshop.
They made Pokemon Dangerous Capitalism.
Like,
When I was watching that trailer, the first time I saw the guns, bless you, the first time I saw the guns, I thought that I did not. I thought surely, when she's flying in and like there's just that quick gunfire, I thought, it must have been a magical effect or something.
Yeah, some ability of the Pokemon itself.
And by the end, it's literally like a communist propaganda film.
Yeah.
Like about what America is gonna do if we allow them to take over, and I just why? So they had the idea. They were like, well, we want to make that online Pokemon game that everybody's always wanted.
Yeah.
And we want to add it to like a bit of a Stardew Valley and make it like my life
like
with
an
Pokemon.
You had like an Ooblets moment.
Yeah, my life with Pokemons. Why is there a sniper rifle?
Why are there guns? Why can you use your Pokemon as shields?
That Mareep was crying. Whatever that ripoff Mareep was, it was
That
just
Mareep
crying.
Was a meat shield. And now, okay, originally the Pokemon building the house, I was like, okay, I mean, that's not.
They're wearing the cute little,
Yeah. It's once you get into the one where they're building the guns.
Yeah, and they're crying about it.
They're literally crying and making guns. And then them crying and pushing the like crank things.
Now, I have to imagine that what we're seeing at the end there are how those faceless soldiers are using the Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't imagine those are the good guys.
But at the same time, like, there should be no gun at all.
No gun.
And it's a really, like, Vacuous Mermaid brings something up. They're really real-world gun assets. Like, they look like... like genuinely real weapons. They're not sci-fi guns. They're not magical guns. It's like, what if you had a Pokemon and could live on a beautiful farmhouse in a magical world, but also you could have your AK?
I enjoyed the comments on this YouTube video very, very much. Pocket Pear makes Pokemon farming sim. Also Pocket Pear, what if we added war crimes? I think that was nice. This went from, oh cool, another monster raising game to laughing uncontrollably at the ridiculous amounts of blatant in-your-face monster cruelty.
Yeah. Some people are very into it.
How many mechanics are we putting in the game? All of them. Did I stutter?
Some people are actually into. One person was like, this is the first Pokemon game I've been interested in 10 years. Or this is the Pokemon, like, this is the Pokemon game that's going to end Pokemon. Like, there is a Venn diagram that I guess has been waiting for the gun.
I feel like that's sarcastic. I read those comments as sarcasm.
But some of them have been very. And if you look up, like, there are videos. A lot of it is joking, but there are people that are making like, this is the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, this is the game that's gonna destroy Pokemon. This is it.
That trailer takes a big turn.
Takes a big turn.
And this is a real fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a parody trailer. It is called Pal World. Once again, this was their announcement trailer. We know it's going to be on PC. The publisher is called Pocket Pear. And that's kind of all we got right now. There is no release date or anything. Do you think this game actually makes it to release?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
It is also like a weird area of copyright. Because, like, some of them do look so similar to Pokemon that it's, like, really, really, really wild. And there's also a lot of similarities of Genshin Impact in like the way that you're riding the animals and stuff, and like the generally the setting and the scenery is very Genshin.
Sure,
but Genshin also was Breath of the Wild.
Sure, but that's how games are though. Like you have Monster Hunter and then you have Dauntless.
Yeah.
And Dauntless is Monster Hunter, like it is. Like they changed up some of the mechanics a little bit, how they work. They changed up the art style a little bit, but there's no denying that it's Monster Hunter.
That's not what's on my screen. There we go.
And that's just kind of how games go. I don't think they're in any sort of legal trouble at all as long as they're demonstrably different looking enough. They're not going to have any problem, because there have been so many. I mean, they didn't shut down Digimon, they couldn't. They didn't shut down Monster Rancher, they couldn't. This is a nightmare. Pocket Pair previously did make Craftopia. That is one of their past games, and it was very much something like this, where it's a lovely planet where you can start crafting your own things, and by the end you're sort of making guns and war machines and stuff, and you own factories. So this is not out of the kind of
their thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's not out of the ordinary for them, but the addition of Pokemans do make it even more unsettling.
Yes.
Before we jump into, so I feel like the majority of today's show, just so you know, the Guerilla Collective Showcase happened.
Yes, it did.
And there was so much good stuff at the Guerilla Collective Showcase. Do we want to jump right into the Guerilla Collective Showcase, do you think?
Well, did you have something you wanted to get in before
that? No, I mean, there are a couple quick things. I don't know if we wanted to power through some quick things, or if we just wanted to jump right into the Guerilla.
You know what? Let's get into the Guerilla Collective. We started you off with, we want to support and celebrate indie games.
And that's why we're telling everybody to go out and buy Pal World.
That's incorrect.
Pal World, we need you to buy your Pal Bucks.
Support and
you can trade Pal Bucks
World
for a laser scope for your Eevee. You can put a laser scope right onto your Eevee, and
where's your Eevee?
My Eevee's down here.
You put a power.
I would never let him go to war. He's too delicate. His constitution.
So we have to shit on that indie game a little bit, because it's Pokemon Gun.
I mean, it's indie, but they're very large. Pocket Pair is one of those large studios. So
sure.
So
let's go through a bunch of really lovely games that we're excited about.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back up.
Guerilla Collective.
Show, we'll go through some other stuff.
Yeah, so Guerilla Collective Part 1 happened today. It's going to be a 2-part showcase. Guerilla Collective got its start as like the indie mix event around GDC and E3, and it's just a really lovely place where indie developers of all sizes can show off what they're working on. And it's a great place to sort of see, even though a lot of these things are like PC or they're like PC indie, you can definitely look at the ones and be like, a publisher's going to pick that up. Yeah. I know what console that's coming to. So this is a great place to see these things for the first time. So let's go through some of our favorites.
Yeah. So we're going to start on a roundup that Kotaku did, which I think was pretty comprehensive on some of the games that have been shown off so far at Part 1. Can you believe this is only Part 1?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 parts.
Like, can you believe how many fucking games this is going to be?
Well, that's what I love, is there's a place for these indie games to be centralized now, because they don't have a showcase of their own. They're not platform holders. They're not big publishers. One of the first things they showed off was Anno Mutationen, which is a very cyberpunk sort of, it looks like a side-scroller, and most of it is, but you can see here, it's sort of, you can go back and forth. It's got adventure. It's got adventure elements. It's got upgrade elements. It's got side-scrolling beam katana shit. It looks pretty good. It didn't quite make my heart stop, but I looked at it and I was like, if they're still polishing this up, I could see this being very compelling.
Yeah, I get that.
I like that people are like, no, we know it's time for cyberpunk shit. Yeah. Like, we know that the big cyberpunk game didn't do it. Maybe we can fill that gap for you.
Right, because people enjoyed the aesthetic and the vibe of a cyberpunk world. Sure, I mean...
If that looks familiar to you, it's because it was part of a State of Play previously, an indie State of Play. So we do know that it's already coming to PlayStation. We don't know what other platforms, but pretty neat.
The next one I want to talk about... They don't have the trailer on here, so I'm going to pull up the trailer real quick. It's the Eternal Cylinder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This looks very good.
So the Eternal Cylinder, I'm going to show y'all some of the trailer, and I want to know if you see what I see. Do you see what I see? We're not able to listen to it. Again, we're trying not to get hit by these things. I know they're indie trailers. But essentially, you are a creature that is running around adapting to your environment. You're finding areas that are of different temperatures, and you have to evolve to survive. So you will, go through processes of evolution. They find this area right here, and they suck up a little piece of it that's really hot, and they evolve into another form of that creature. And you are reproducing and populating and just surviving. Very interesting. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Someone finally finished Spore.
Oh, I was thinking Pokemon. I was thinking Pokemon's probably going to sue him.
Someone finally finished Spore is what I'm saying here.
I like that monster roly thing has a face. It has a weird human face.
Yeah.
It's got an it does have... It's not just finishing Spore in terms of like mechanics. It has the unsettling aesthetic that Spore had.
It does. And look.
Where Spore refused to be cute.
Yes.
It wanted to be ugly.
And I loved it. I've talked about Spore multiple times on this show. Spore was one of the very few games you could play on Macs.
Yep.
And I had it in the car, and you could play it offline.
Shout out to Aspire.
And you could play it offline. And it wasn't a very good game offline. I mean, it wasn't a great game online. But it had so
Excellent
much potential.
Character creator.
Excellent. Oh my God, the amount of things that I made. But I loved it so much, and I spent so much fucking time, even on the little bits of it that you could get access to. We've all been waiting. We all thought maybe a Spore 2 would happen. We all thought that it would be a thing. No. But we got this instead, and I'm very intrigued by it. So again, this is called the Eternal Cylinder. It was showed off yesterday. Yeah, that would be during the collective. I'm excited. We didn't get a release date, which is a bummer. I would love a release date for the Eternal Cylinder. It says PS4, Xbox One, and the Epic Games Store.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. They have a newsletter that you can join. They've got a Discord community if you want to keep up with development, but they have no hard announced date yet.
They do just say coming 2021, so sometime this year.
Very exciting stuff. The next one, there were a couple games that popped up in the Guerilla Collective where we're starting to see, it's been a couple years, and we are now starting to see the influence of Celeste. Celeste was huge. We're now starting to see the influence of Celeste on the indie game scene. We were already starting to with smaller games, but now larger sort of commercial games are starting to show the same thing. This is a game called Ruby and the Wayward Mira.
Why do noises?
Here we go.
Why are noises?
It's okay. I muted it. We're good.
I can still
It's okay.
use the mouse.
So,
there are a lot of these that have that Celeste inspiration.
Yeah, so this is clearly very Celeste-like, but with more combat. And we'll see this again in another game that's coming out, but it has sort of it introduces some Symphony of the Night style kind of magic and different weapons. And in this one, the voice in your head in Celeste, whereas Celeste was all about I can do it, the voice in your head is very negative in this one.
Yeah.
You're being followed around by somebody who is telling you that you will fail. And for those of us who grew up needing that sort of negative reinforcement, maybe this is the Celeste for us.
That's very interesting. Ronan asked if it was maybe the 30-second one, and we did take a look at that one as well. What was the name of that game?
Which one?
The one that's like a 30-second loop.
Oh yeah. We'll be talking about that a little bit later
Yeah.
on. But yeah, that looks very good. That is a different one. Moroi. I saw this one and I was like, oh.
Oh, for 2 seconds I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh no.
See, that's what for a few seconds I was like, ooh. It's time. It's time for the Saige part of the Guerilla Collective.
Same.
And then this art style and sort of what it does got a little too not Saige.
No. So, Moroi, is that how you would pronounce it?
Moroi, yeah.
Moroi. It is just like a brutal graphic fighter. That's not the same trailer. Let me see if there's the IGN one. Because it had this like little cinematic intro that I was like, ooh, a maybe. And it was cute and it was spooky, which is all of the things that I love.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, this is the one that made me think like, yeah, this is the game. This is one of my games that I will play.
Yeah.
Ooh, weird, fantasy, spooky.
Mm-hmm. And like even when it got into this kind of weird clip art, like
I was like, cool.
I was like, ooh, disturbing. I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it sort of turned into a top-down sort of arena shooter in the style of like old games like Loaded and things like that, or even like going back to Smash TV, but like these very ultra-violent top-down things. Very disturbing. Yeah,
it's very odd because I feel like that intro was kind of misleading. To be honest, like I felt like it was telling me about a different game when it is they describe it as action-packed and brutal gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is like not my general style.
But I think it looks cool.
Hero that wakes up in a castle interacting with different characters. You find the way to escape the castle is the Red King. Make your way lower and lower through the castle. Yeah.
I like the gameplay. For me, I like the gameplay a little bit more than the aesthetic.
I don't like the aesthetic it ends up being.
Right. When I saw that opening movie, I was like, okay, I get it. It's creepy. It's cool. I'm kind of into it. And then they showed the gameplay, and I was like, oh, I do like it because I like a Twitch action sort of arcadey thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know at all. Do you know what it all feels like to me?
What?
It feels like a mid to late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I know it's supposed to be throwing back to that, but it feels very unabashedly that. It feels like the old mixed media covers of like Vertigo comics when people were making weird shadow boxes in art school. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, I've been through this.
I liked the initial aesthetic.
Yeah.
I did. One that I did find really interesting aesthetically was not this one. Where is it? I'll find it. You can go over something else in the meantime.
Okay. Want to jump into Source of Madness?
Yeah, Source of Madness looked cool.
So this is another spooky one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Set the scene. But look at this.
Now this is beautiful. That's a beautiful game.
I like that. The Metroidvania, which we are now apparently trying to call Source Action, really is the genre that just keeps on giving and giving. That looks great to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll play the hell out of that. I'll play the hell out of that one.
I agree. That looks great to me as well. I think that one is really interesting aesthetically.
That's supposed to be out by the end of the year as well.
I don't know if the gameplay is terribly unique.
No, it's definitely not. And that's the trick is the gameplay loop satisfying enough in that where it's going to keep me longer than the art style. You know what I mean? Because there are so many of these Metroidvanias that come out that are absolutely gorgeous and nail the look and nail the vibe. And then you go to play them and you're like, there's something about it that's just not grabbing me and I don't know what it is. Yeah. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with that one. All right. Chernobylite.
Chernobylite.
This game is an RPG survival. A little bit of a survival horror. A shooty spooky.
Yeah. A first-person shooty spooky. Love the look of that.
I'm here for a shooty spooky.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play a shooty, I'd like it to be spooky.
Survival horror RPG experience. And I mean, I'm obsessed. I really am obsessed with like this sort of like nuclear fallout sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not like Fallout the game, but this Chernobyl, like brutalist buildings left behind to decay.
Agreed. I'm a big fan of that vibe and that aesthetic.
Like, I love that.
I would prefer if it was less realistic gun mechanics again. Like, I would love for it to be more weird and future-y and, like, scraps of shit put together.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of you know me. I don't play a lot of shooters. I hope it has a good photo mode.
Yeah, right?
God damn, a game like this with a good photo mode, I'll be in there for hours.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'll be in there for hours. And then Kaylin Rohr in the live studio audience brings up the fact that Atomic Heart is also coming out, which is that other Chernobyl era shooty spooky.
That's true, yeah.
Based on BioShock kind of thing. So we've got a few of these coming out. It's always funny to see what trends and what aesthetics are popping up, and it always becomes incredibly clear when you're watching a big showcase like this.
Yes, absolutely. Like you pointed out with the Celeste thing.
Yeah.
That's a trend. You know, and there's certain ones that we're skipping over here. Ultra Age looked fine.
Yeah, it looks
Ultra
fine.
Age looks perfectly fine. Ultra
fine.
Age is just come on.
Now what if I told you that immediately after showing us Ultra Age, they showed a game that I thought I would dislike. And I think you thought you would dislike as well. That became immediately one of my must-have games.
Are you talking about El Paso Elsewhere?
I'm talking about El Paso Elsewhere. There is a gentleman, Xavier Nelson Jr., who made an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. I don't know if you've played this game.
I'm familiar with it.
But you got to play this game. It is exactly what it sounds like. You have to run an airport for aliens, and it's dogs.
Excellent.
Running the airport. It's fucking great.
Right.
It's fucking great. Well, they've got a new game coming out called El Paso Elsewhere, which sounds, when it's described, like the most boring of all boring.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The name did not grip me, nor did the initial art. It was just like dude in suit sitting.
Yeah, but the tagline was like third-person action game where you must third-person shooter action where you must destroy werewolves and vampires in a southwestern setting. And I'm like, all right, man.
But then,
okay. I think the only thing any of us remember from Dusk Till Dawn is Selma Hayek was there. You know what I mean? But then.
I'm gonna play the intro.
But then.
So they're saying there was a 2-story hotel in El Paso, Texas that gained 50 some odd stories yesterday, all underground.
Do you recognize that wallpaper? Fans of weird internet horror and creepypasta?
We're heading to the back rooms, baby.
We're going into the back rooms.
We sure fucking are, with that yellowish textured wallpaper. And the red carpets, the repetitive nature that seems like just an absolute, every room is the same, inescapable horror. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a weird procedural 50-story back rooms full of monsters.
Like the blockiness of the
bullet
shooter.
time.
The blockiness of the shooter gives me like GoldenEye vibes.
Mm-hmm. Everybody, very Max Payne with all the bullet time.
Yes.
Very has that Quake 2 mod aesthetic that like you see from people like Blendo games and like 30 Flights of Loving and things like. I'm into it.
We love the back rooms in this house.
We do. In this house, we hope to one day get stuck in the back rooms. In this house, we hope to be stuck in the oldest house. Like the mainstream game version of this is clearly Control, right?
Yeah, sure.
The idea of the oldest house and everything's full of the,
Yeah.
But this is definitely the more sort of I watch Solar Sands on YouTube and I want to know what's going on with liminal spaces and also werewolves.
Yeah, sure. Why the fuck not?
Tell me what's going on with liminal spaces and werewolves.
Yes, absolutely. Next on the list, we had Elderand. Elderand looks perfectly fine and cute. A little action RPG game.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's another side scroller. Again, there was very, very, very much a trend happening right now in games of these side scrollers. These like really simplistic art styles, which are cheaper and easier to make as an indie studio.
I want to skip ahead to a game. I gotta wonder what's just going on with this. With this. This.
Oh, he got so high. He got Jimmy Neutron hair. Look at me.
Hello. I'm James Bartholomew Neutron, and this is my favorite game of the showcase. Oh, better or worse, I wonder. Helpful or not?
You didn't look at me. I'm trying to do it from the side. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks more like your hair.
You know, everything's fine. What's important is I guess the segue into this is aesthetics are important.
Aesthetics are important.
But they're not the most important thing. No. Sometimes people believe that they're the most important thing.
Yes.
Listen. Maybe there's something cool and clever about it that I'm not picking up on, and we don't harsh on indie games in this house because indie games are made by small teams that just want to do their best. You know?
They are.
That's it. But there is something really kind of funny about this. I am going to do this. I'm going to do this. Come for us, indie showcase. I dare you.
You can have a little... I don't...
Come for us, indie showcase.
Fine, if you really need me to.
It's not even coming through. Oh, well. This is Asteroids, and you can't fool me. You can't fool me.
Do you see what's happening?
It's an endless Asteroids.
You're getting audio. I know. It's just doing it in the strangest way.
And I think it's fun, and I love, and the marketing for it is definitely perfect, right?
Oh yeah.
With the cute beats and the chill lo-fi space shooter to shoot to.
Yeah, it says chill lo-fi space combat at the beginning of it. It's exactly it. To shoot/blast to.
Yeah, it's very aesthetic Asteroids.
But it's still Asteroids.
And shout out to it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty okay. Mm-hmm. I like the soundtrack a lot.
Yeah, Radian in the chat said, "I'll take the music though."
Yeah, apparently by somebody named Fat Bard, which I like. I'm gonna look that up, and yeah, kind of interesting. But that's a game I feel like is so aesthetically trying to speak to me.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's speaking to me in terms of game,
right?
But in terms of aesthetic, I get what you're saying.
Agreed. I completely agree. You know what I would like to jump to? I would like to jump to this one right here.
Yeah, you would.
I want to talk about Kraken Academy.
Please do.
Kraken Academy just gives me, like, God, I mean, River City meets, like, How to Date a Magical Girl.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, like, some monster prom.
Some monster prom, yeah. Absolutely. Some KFC dating sim.
Gotta have some KFC dating sim.
A little bit of I Love You, Colonel Sanders in here, to be honest.
So this is a time loop game where you are a student at Kraken Academy. What do you got to do? What do you think you got to do? You got to date. You got to do well in school. You got to stop the monsters from taking over the high school, and you got to do it during a time loop.
Yeah, of course.
I'm ready for it.
I love the combination of these art styles.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you get that like close up on the conversations while it's happening in little bits behind you.
Yeah, I enjoy people. So we talk a lot about this pixel art. Mm-hmm. I don't bag on pixel art, but I bag on pixel art as placeholder art.
Yes.
And a lot of indie games will use pixel art because it's the most inexpensive way to do art if you don't have experience or if you're a beginning artist. I love a developer that knows how to make great pixel art, but also knows how to do the mixed media without it looking odd or off.
I agree. I find that, and as somebody who plays a lot of this genre of game, where you have these like kind of dating conversational things, and a lot of the stuff in the background is just these like portraits.
Yeah.
That they actually did something and they actually have this original artwork and it's not just like a blurred classroom behind you.
Yeah.
Which I think would have been the even cheaper way to go than doing pixel art.
You do get a lot of that. You do get a lot of like
so many of them.
You do get a lot of like iStock photo.
Yeah.
Like watermark on dating sims.
Exactly.
Which ironically is something similar to a story we'll be talking about later.
Yeah.
So this,
I like this choice. Broccoli Girl.
Broccoli Girl. Do you think the world is going to end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do, Broccoli Girl.
Yes, I do. I think we can't stop entropy, Broccoli Girl. This is Eon Drive. Somebody brought this up earlier. This is a real fast pace. This is another Celeste-like, is what I would call it.
Also, they both had redhead protagonists.
Yeah, very Celeste-ish. It's all Celeste all the way down. But this is the one that's the fast-paced 30-second time loop, and it's action Celeste. You've got like a grappling hook in this, which I love.
Too stressed.
I love it. This is exactly, my brain needs it.
The only time I would play it was because Anthony would make me co-op it with him.
Mm-hmm. And this has up to 4-player co-op, which I love. That's fun. That's very fun. And once again,
watching.
There's that cyberpunk aesthetic. I'll play the heck out of this.
And we love a couch co-op.
We do love a couch co-op.
But man, yeah, that does stress me out just to look at, to be honest.
We got some new stuff from, wait.
No, Anthony, no.
We have to. It's one of the highlights of the show.
Endling is less of a game and more of a walk through traumatic therapy. It is heartbreaking. It is for people who want to have a bad time while playing games, for people who don't have enough trauma and sadness in their life, who aren't already deeply scarred and afraid of what is happening to the world and nature within it.
Or those who do have that and yearn for more for some reason.
They start you off on the game with the baby. The little baby you see there.
The baby.
And they explain to you that regardless of how resilient and adaptive foxes have been, we have done such awful things to the earth that even they are going extinct. That essentially all that is left is this mother and her cubs. The baby goes out to explore and is fucking taken by a poacher hunter thing that's going to kill the baby.
A weird little post-apocalypse-y thing. And you have got to find a baby. Can you find a baby?
All while doing so, you're having to like bring food back for your cubs and keep your family alive. And I just cannot imagine choosing to subject yourself to that. It is beautiful. It is storytelling. And games are art. And I appreciate that very, very much. But I cannot imagine putting myself through that. Look at that baby getting fucking snatched.
I'm going to play the hell out of that game.
Nope.
I'm going to play that. I'm going to be sad the whole time. Oh, God, it's going to be good.
It is
it's going to be good. Let me tell you something, kids.
It's beautiful, and I'm glad it exists, and I think that they did a good job.
The athlete's foot.
Playing it. I am sad.
The athlete's foot is healing. People are getting their Tenactin. I've been venturing out into the world in small spurts. I'm ready for sad media again.
I'm not ready for sad media again.
I felt it turn. I can't do all sad media, and I can't do all serious media, but I felt it turn. I have the ability to watch a sad again.
See, I'm still in the process of going back out, that it is really hitting me how long we've missed. Mm-hmm. How much time it has been. I cried in a movie theater parking lot last week. I cried in a movie theater parking lot because it just became so apparent how long it's been and how much we missed.
Yeah.
And how we really did just lose an entire year of our lives. And like, I cry every time I see people.
We often say that we want the time skip to happen. But then the time skip happened.
But it didn't it didn't skip. We had to sit through it is the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe if it had just skipped, it wouldn't have been so bad. But I am in no way ready for sad media yet.
I am. We got some more look at Beasts of Marvilla Island, which we talked about before. It's Pokemon Snap, but it's fully open world.
Yeah.
We're excited about it. But then they showed a new boy, a boy I had not seen yet.
Omno is a like kind of exploration discovery game, little puzzle solver that is cute. Oh, okay.
I got it. Look at that. Look at that boy.
I really enjoy the character design. It reminds me of like the little creatures from 9.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
You could do a little like snowboard.
I mean, it's very obviously this is very Journey influenced.
Yes, I think it's very, very Journey influenced. You fly like a Link.
But look at these different biomes. Low poly is another look that is very, very trendy right now because once again of limited resources. But to do low poly well, You're talking about making great art within restrictions, which is tough to do. Simplifying forms down to their most basic and still having them be expressive. And this team is fucking crushing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Look at this game.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Now this one has a summer 2021. We don't have an exact date, but that's pretty
it's summer
cool.
2021. It is summer.
I know. That's what's so interesting about
Saige!
this is to say summer 2021 and not give us
Saige,
time
it's
for
summer
it.
now.
This is coming to Steam, PS4, Xbox Game Pass, Xbox One, and Switch.
Ooh.
Get it on
I
the
like
Game
it on the
Pass.
Game Pass.
I like it
for the
Switch.
There's a demo available now, which I will probably download very soon and play through. But I love the way this looks.
Agreed. Kaylin Rohr in the live studio audience said, "Oh yeah, this is cool. I love a chill explorer.
I love a
also
chill
love
explorer.
Big fan of that.
All I want is listen. Just let me make a beautiful world and give me a reason to walk around in it.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking there.
The next one on our list is Fire Tonight. Fire Tonight is a narrative puzzle game. You are a couple trying to find each other in a city that is on fire, literally.
It's set in 1990. So this is a couple that, like, there's no internet, there are no cell phones, and in the midst of a city burning itself down and tearing itself apart, they have to find each other. And it's got some adventure elements. It's got some action and exploration elements.
It's described as Fire Tonight is a lighthearted but thoughtful walk through the story of a relationship, a story about believing in each other when the world tries to keep them apart.
Read the next sentence, because this made me so happy.
Maya sets out to find her way across the city.
No, you skipped.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you...
Inspired by Information Society's song of the same name. Y'all like Information Society? Y'all like that Peace and Love Incorporated? Am I the only one? The care and feeding of your geriatric millennial, anybody?
There it is.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
A story about believing in each other when the whole world tries to keep them apart.
Cute.
Very cute. Game.
Very, very cute. Next one. Lamentum.
Lamentum.
This is another pixel art game. This one's a survival horror game set in New England in the mid-19th century. And this one is kind of that, like, point-and-click little storytelling game.
It has an art style that reminds me of Darkest Dungeon.
I could totally see that.
It's like a pixel art version of Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
Especially like in the storytelling cutscenes.
I think they did a good job with their pixel art. I think it's
did
another one where I really enjoy the pixel art.
Yeah, because they're doing something with it most people don't normally do. They're trying to do those spooky old 19th century woodcuts, you know?
Yeah. I like their textures, and I like the like actual character art on those like close-up scenes, how dark they are and shadowed.
I love this. I love Eldritch horror in 2D pixel art.
Yeah.
So good.
Absolutely. You're solving puzzles, you're navigating, you're fighting monsters. That's one that I'm looking forward to very much. I think that's really, really interesting. Again, we've just got a 2021 date on that, and no detail.
Are you ready for this shit, though? This shit is the jam. This is called My Lovely Wife. This is a game where your wife dies. And as a sad widow, your job, not your job, but what you decide to do to bring your love back to life is mess with dark magic, summon succubi, date the succubi, and sacrifice them to bring back your wife. Waifu management succubi horror dating sim.
Yeah, I'm in. Oh, I'm in so hard. I'm so in. Dude, I'm in so hard. Please, my wife, she's very dead.
Please, my wife, she's very dead. So look at that. Look at that. Eva, she's a dramatical succubus. She's got 5 out of 500 flair, 5 out of 500 charm, and an economical trait.
I, too, am a dramatic succubus.
There's Alma the prideful succubus. You gotta bring them all in, date them, manage them, murder them, get that wife back. Or maybe enjoy your life with your succubus harem. I don't know. There are probably many endings. And all I want is for this gentleman to be happy.
I think this is awesome. I'm in. That sounds great. The next one I found interesting was, wait, is this one it? Potato flowers in full bloom. Have you got it? Yeah, same one.
Mm-hmm. Please enjoy.
Just enjoy it, honestly.
Please enjoy.
Let's just vibe with this. I love this art style.
Yeah.
Look at those chibi skeletons.
Look at this old school dungeon run placed into this very good tiny terrarium. You know?
I'm so fine with the like turn-based fucking little fight right there.
It's so
adorable.
Because it looks like it's in a little shoebox diorama, and I love that.
So cute. Y'all know I love a real simple dungeon crawl. I hit, you hit.
When I hit, you hit, we hit. Yeah. I like that.
Tiny wizard. I think that's very cute. I love the art style. I think that's very unique. I think it is interesting.
It reminds me a bit of, you remember when Y2K came out? That game, Y2K, that was supposed to be sort of like an Earthbound sort of game, but in 3D and lo-fi. It didn't quite hit the mark for me, Y2K, but this sort of reminds me of that sort of thing where it's like, let's take this classic thing and really put it in a style that is of now.
Yeah. Also, I didn't see this one on the list.
The Grow Song of the Evertree?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good-looking game.
Now, this is a very good-looking game. Grow Song of the Evertree. Oh, there we go. Let's watch a moment of this together.
What's
Is essentially a game in a world that is corrupt and the earth is dying, and
birds
you're fighting back the corruption and death of nature by planting
floating tree island. I'm in. Bird floating tree island. Magic crystal. Let's go.
By planting new trees.
Let's go. I make tree?
Yeah, that is what I was saying.
I make floating tree?
Yeah, you make them.
Do I make a little house?
You're rebuilding this cute little society that they have shown us and fighting back the darkness and corruption. You are responsible for nature healing. It's very, very cute. I'll skip ahead a little bit because it's a bit of a long trailer.
I am the healing?
You are the healing. Look at you petting right there.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that one.
And then they bring out the guns.
And then the guns come out, and you force them to work in your factories, and you shoot them with your fucking AK-47.
It's magical and it's beautiful. There does not appear to be any combat in this game. It appears to just be something where you're like digging out the bad trees, planting the good trees, and making animal friends.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
I like it.
That's all I want.
I like it.
This one is a very Anthony game for Anthony's. It's called Vivarian.
Yeah.
Vivarian is sword fights. It's just sword fights.
This looks fun.
Please enjoy sword fights.
Yeah. I like this a lot.
I like any game that's about actual sword fights.
I mean, yeah, or you could have a giant fucking axe if you want to.
Yeah, it's just about weapon fights in sort of a Soul Edge, like a Soul Blade way, or a Soul Calibur way, but it looks to have more actual like weapon interaction.
Agreed.
Where there are blocks and parries and things.
Soul Calibur thing there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Apparently all made by one person. One person. I wish that person...
That's what they put in the title.
A very touch grass.
Yeah.
I wish that for them.
I can't imagine a one-person game.
I do also want to show this, which this makes me so happy. Now, you might know that Mario Golf and Mario Tennis, when they were on the Game Boy Advance, were RPG games with stories.
Yes.
And they were good. And then, of course, there was the RPG golf game that came out on the Switch that was very good. And now, please enjoy RPG Golf Legends, a game where you must play golf, but also fight bears and shit?
I'm going to say it's not for me.
I'm going to say it's so for me. Maybe you can go buy a cool outfit, venture out into the desert, and build yourself a boat and hurt some snakes, and then play golf. I don't know.
I do like the art style very much.
Go fishing, then play golf. That sounds like the most old white guy thing to do, but when you put it in a game like this, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I'm ready. Find some treasure.
It's like Stardew Golf.
Yeah, it is. It's like Stardew Golf.
It's looking a lot like Stardew Golf to me.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's cute. It's very, very cute.
It is very, very cute.
I think the place to wrap up here on the Guerilla Collective recap is Survival Quiz City.
You're right.
I think it's a great place to leave us.
Now, here is something that we knew was happening. We knew that the Fall Guys was going to become some sort of genre. People were going to come out with Fall Guys stuff.
Of course.
Here's what I like about this. It's not just a Fall Guys clone. Mm-hmm. It's pub quiz on teams. But if you get the answer wrong, your team is thrown down into a Fall Guys battle arena. And you have to crawl your way back up into the quiz game to keep playing on the pub quiz.
It's very interesting. The thing that I didn't see a lot of in this trailer was what kind of like trivia it's going to be.
I don't think they've done a lot of English localization yet. You can sort of tell by like what's going on in the game.
So I'm intrigued to see that. Because that'll be a big thing. Is it like Trivia Murder Party? Is it, I'm very intrigued to see what kind of actual trivia you're getting into, because like that's a foundational part of the game.
Yeah, I would love to see that be the sort of thing where it is your like your standard pub quiz sort of categories.
Categories and
stuff, where you've got like movies and geography and pop culture and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I would love to see I would think that seasons in this game, if you're really putting everything into it, would be seasons that are done with new arenas, new mini games, and also like new seasons of questions.
Agreed, to give it just a lot more replayability. I don't love how aesthetically similar it is to Fall Guys. We're both in favor of the Fall Guys genre and making games in that, because it's a great idea. And we know everybody at one time made a lot of bean games. But it's not just a bean situation, because they did try to make them not beans. They're like little dinosaurs.
We want you to know that this is not a bean situation.
Like, they didn't go for the bean quite, but they did go for the like all blocky, same colored little dinosaur people. And the
lower your
maps
weapons.
Are very, very similar.
There's no reason to be on guard. This is not a bean situation. I'm imagining a bean situation in my head.
I'm noticing.
And what that would be. What do you think a bean situation would be? Play with me in this space.
A bean situation is opening your cabinet in your kitchen. And somebody has removed all of the beans from the cans and just put them loose in your cabinet. And you open the door and it starts pouring out.
How many beans did you have in a can beforehand?
I mean, in this scenario, you had hundreds of cans in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like you were stocking up. You were a
bean lover.
You were a prepper.
Oh, a prepper.
Yeah, you were a prepper.
Not just like a bean lover.
Yeah, and somebody opened up all of your cans and poured them loose into the cabinets and then shut the doors very quickly, so that when you open it, it just starts gushing beans all over your kitchen.
That's
to me
sort of an eldritch horror.
Yeah, that's a bean situation.
Every time you open something, like beans come out.
It is.
Like, imagine one of those horror movies where it's like you open something out and it's like blood and guts that come out.
Yeah,
but
it's beans like shooting out of the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beans shooting out of the sink.
Yeah, you know how like blood will shoot out of the sink and like the shower.
That scene from the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, the scene
from
Nightmare on Elm Street, which is a very fascinating scene. Behind the scenes, the information for that is really, really interesting.
How they had to do it.
They had to have like a weird tilted room, and they only got one chance to do it. And also, they destroyed thousands of dollars of lighting equipment. If you notice the light shift in it, it's because it was water, and they didn't think about it, and it rushed straight through and just absolutely tanked a bunch of
Thank God that it was just water, though, and not beans.
That's true. Good thing. It's also that scene in the remake of It, in the bathroom.
Yeah. With beans.
But with beans.
Hey, everybody. But with beans.
It's kind of what TikTok was for a while. You would just open it up, and goddamn it would be beans again. Were you not in Bean TikTok?
Never found my way to Bean TikTok.
Oh, yeah, there was a big Bean TikTok, and I'm curious to hear if anyone else in chat made it to Bean TikTok. But part of it was because of the Bean Furby.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I remember
the Bean Furby. Yeah.
But the only
Bean Dice.
The only bean one that I found, I did see her make bean resin dice. The only real bean thing that I saw was the guy who has I think we used it
as an intro clip.
Where there's a guy who has a safe, one of those hidden safes that's a can of beans. And he's like, you can keep anything in this, like your valuables and whatever. And he turns it over and he opens up the bottom of it. And he goes, for instance, in mine I have, and it's just beans.
Bean dice, everybody.
Bean dice. Hey, you want to talk about dice?
I do.
I got a show about dice. I got something to tell you about dice.
Do tell me about dice.
Fucking Marvel tabletop game.
Hell yeah, Marvel tabletop game. We've been reskinning games and playing indie iterations of Marvel tabletop games for a long time.
That's right. But now, the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game will allow you to play as pre-rolled versions of your favorite characters, or allow you to roll your own character within the Marvel universe.
I do love that. First game, right? You're sitting down to play. Are you playing a pre-existing hero or you're building your own?
I have to build my own.
Same.
I have to build my own. I want to play along. The thing about Kingdom Hearts is you're not Mickey Mouse. You're friends with Mickey Mouse, the way you've always wanted to be.
Right.
I'm doing it, like in the Star Wars tabletop game. It's like I don't want to be Han, but like if I meet Han along the way, that's pretty cool. If my guy meets Han, and then Han's like, "You're my friend," and I go, "Han, me, I'm your friend."
Okay. Yeah.
You and me are. I don't know. That's cool, Han.
I'd love to be friends.
That's fucking awesome, Han. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Cool.
So, Matt Forbeck, the game designer, has previously worked on Dungeons & Dragons Endless Quest, the book series, Shotguns and Sorcery, and the Marvel Encyclopedia, and also on video games like Biomutant and Rage 2, which Biomutant isn't.
He wrote
a great example.
He wrote the dialogue and the character.
So, like, it's not his fault.
Yeah. I met him when he did the novelization of Rogue One. So he's done stuff like that. They're calling it the D616 system, named after the Marvel Earth that we all know, Earth 616, the Prime Marvel Universe. They want it to be accessible and easy to learn for newcomers who are going to be attracted to tabletop RPG because they love Marvel, but they also want it to be crunchy enough for people who are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. We don't know what that means mechanic-wise. We know that character attributes, so these are your traits: might, agility, resilience, vigilance, ego, and logic.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Heroes that will be provided as playable templates right out of the gate include Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain America, Thor, Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Wolverine, and Storm. The playtest rulebook.
What an odd selection of characters.
It's an interesting one. And you know what I think is missing?
Black Panther? Or not Black Panther, Black Widow? Is what I meant to say?
I mean, Black Widow's always missing.
That's the thing.
Black Widow's always missing. But yes, this actually makes sense. Because if you're thinking about two archetypes that are missing, you're missing the unpowered or the less powered, more human person.
Yeah.
We know that Black Widow's going to live forever, but other than that, she's not like super unbelievably strong or whatever. And then the other character that's missing is the magic user, right? So I'm not seeing somebody like a Doctor Strange. I'm not seeing somebody that plays that wizard template so you can sort of see how that character is rolled.
Right. We've got Stronks.
Now,
we've got Agiles.
Now, we don't know that these are all the characters that are going to be available, but I do think you're right in that this is an interesting mix to start with, and I think it's more based on who's most popular right now.
But also, the Black Widow movie comes out in 2 weeks. So what do you mean who's most popular right now? We're all paying attention to Black Widow right now, right? You're all paying attention to Black Widow right now, right? She finally got her movie after 10 fucking years. Please.
I mean, it is nice to see, at the very least, we've got representation of We've got It's not just all classic white dudes.
Right. We've got Black Panther. We've got Storm.
We've got we've got Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely a mix there, but it is an interesting bit of characters, because you would think there would be. I mean, here's the biggest omission, really. Mm-hmm. How do you roll an Iron Man type character? Where's the Iron Man
What's
type?
very interesting is on the cover of the game, there is an Iron Man. There's a lot of characters that aren't in this. So we've got a monstrosity of Groot with Rocket on his shoulder.
That's the current comic book Groot.
Yeah.
The mean boy Groot.
And then this one I think is supposed to be for you.
That's for you, and maybe your pants are loose, maybe they're tight. It's hard to tell.
Maybe choose how big your thighs should be.
Maybe they're interesting dance pants, but you're definitely a man.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's definitely a masculine body.
But this is interesting, and the playtest rulebook will go on sale March 22nd with the final system, or March 2022 with the final system being released in March 2023. So
I'll buy the playtest book.
I'm gonna buy the playtest book for sure. I want to stop trying to fit superheroes into a fantasy rule book.
Yeah.
Because you can do them, but it's like...
Do you know how many times that I have built my favorite superheroes into D&D systems?
Yeah, absolutely. You can absolutely do it, but it's like...
The amount of Huntress characters I've made, are you kidding me?
I want something that's built specific. It's like the difference between playing that and playing you could do a cyberpunk campaign in D&D,
or you can play Cyberpunk Red.
But you could play Cyberpunk Red, and it's just more built for that, right? Yeah. You could play Shadowrun, and it's just more built for that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So having something that's and not just your generic kind of GURPS system, where people are just GURPS can be anything. Here's your Ninja Turtle book for GURPS. Here's your superhero book for GURPS.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to do one that's dialed specifically into superheroes and supervillains, and particularly a universe that has the aesthetic and the rules of the Marvel universe. We're all super scientists.
I'm also intrigued by the fact that they gave us an ego stat, and I'm curious to see how that plays out in the game. If it plays out like this is a negative thing. You can give yourself ego. There must be some benefit to having a higher ego. Or if that's really a role play thing, I don't know. But I would think that there would have to be negative effects to having an ego, but you must have something to gain from it. There must be ego rolls for something.
Ego's got to give you plus to something.
I think it would play charisma.
Because think about Reed Richards. Uh-huh. Reed Richards is all ego.
Right. So maybe it plays like charisma, and you need a certain amount of charisma to accomplish things, or you get to use that modifier on charismatic things. But you got a big ego.
Yeah, and so it'll hurt you in certain other stuff. Yeah, I would like to see that. It's always fun to play a system that's sort of dialed into it. God, I love the Fantasy Flight Star Wars system, because it's built to be Star Wars, and so it can be sort of in that little beep.
Yeah.
Just get those little details that a larger system can't do.
Hi, Bijan.
Hi, Bijan.
Happy 4:20 from the East Coast. I don't know what you're talking about. It is the morning.
It's 8 a.m. Happy 8 a.m. So we're very excited for the Marvel Universe role-playing game.
We are, and hey, we play games here on this channel.
Mind games?
Yes. But also tabletop RPGs.
Oh.
Would you want to see us when that initial test rulebook comes out? Would you want to see us run it and play it, everybody?
I don't know. Maybe you would.
Maybe it would. We do love to do a play test.
Maybe it would. I don't know. We'll see.
If you're into it,
we could do it.
Let us know.
E3. Actually, no. We've canceled E3.
Sorry.
I want to talk about
That's
this
not true.
first.
We are going to be covering E3 for most of this week.
I want to talk about this first.
Let's do it. We don't have a ton of time left.
Because how dare they?
How
dare they?
CD Projekt Red. Y'all know we're always talking about CD Projekt Red because they just keep giving us news.
We don't want to.
We don't want to.
Here's the thing. CD Projekt Red, when the game Cyberpunk 2077 came out, maybe you remember it, they said that they were not aware of the number of bugs that were in the game.
Oh no.
And
no idea.
They play tested it, and they had no idea. They did their best. They made internal comedy bug montages to pass around before release.
To show how fucking broken their game is. The second one might not be stream safe.
Okay, we'll skip that one.
Probably need
Coming
that.
when it's ready. Oh no. They knew. They knew. They knew.
I mean, these are very fun.
I mean, they're very good.
We love game bug montages. We love videos of game bugs.
And, like, we knew that they knew, but they said that they didn't. They said, oh, it's so weird that this all happened. I fucking love it. Dude, I love when the cars in Cyberpunk launch themselves into the sky. I really do.
Me too.
That's actually the best part of Cyberpunk, and I'm mad that they didn't find a way to make it part of the game, because that's the best part of the game. Yeah. Oh, no.
Yes, sure. It was the executives that said they didn't know, and I don't believe that the executives didn't know for a second if this is being passed around internally. I don't believe for a second that the executives did not know.
Yeah, I think Bijan left a
Right.
cute little smile after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is really funny. I love that these leaked because CD Projekt Red is still trying to play this as though
We're just doing our best to make the game. We had no idea this was gonna happen.
we had no idea it was so broken.
God.
I told them it's a very big game and there's a lot to work on, and we did not know it was broken.
Okay, but what if they find out that we knew it was broken?
No, they won't find out.
Okay.
Oh, we worked so hard for you.
Oh yeah, the game's coming along very well. We are doing our best.
We tried
And
so.
if you
Okay,
have
but
any
where
issues-
is my hot dog? Where's my hot dog motorcycle?
Yeah, that's just fun.
Where is my hot dog motorcycle? In all honesty,
It's such a bummer because the second montage here has some eggs. Well, yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
don't
not
do
Twitch
that.
safe.
don't do that.
But it had a chicken that could ice skate.
I mean, where was that
Somebody
in
just-
the game? Where was that in the game? The chicken that could ice skate.
Here, I'm past that, but just him shoving a burger. Oh, it froze. It froze.
froze.
Well, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what we say.
Just headless characters doing shit. They knew how broken this game was going to be. And sure, these are from way earlier in development for the most part than what we got as a game, but they still knew it was a very, 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 very.
I love that there are
very
people on the
broken
inside
game.
that are just like, oh no, we're gonna keep telling you how bad. We're gonna keep telling you how bad the leadership of this company was. We're gonna tell you how bad they were. Just, I'm gonna forego all of my bonus tokens this week to let you know. Anyway,
They stay in the news.
E3. It's happening.
It is happening.
It's all around us.
Technically begun.
E3 is technically all around us.
The Guerilla Collective that we talked about at the beginning of the show is, of course, part of E3 2021, the virtual show.
And because it's E3, what we're going to start seeing are a lot of last-moment leaks.
Yep.
Literally days before the announcements happen.
Of course.
Kind of a bummer for the people who are trying to keep it a secret. Kind of cool for us. We're not going to give you too many spoilers on this, but Shin Megami Tensei 5, we know was coming. It was announced in January 2017 for the Switch. Release date and gameplay details have now leaked, saying that it's coming in November to Japan. We know it's getting an American translation.
But when?
And if it's coming to Japan in November, I would imagine we're going to see it within 6 months.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Interesting.
Pretty exciting.
Because they'll hit holiday there and then just think they'll hit summer here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do, because I think they've been working on localization alongside it the whole time. There are details of the story. I don't want to give those away. You can look them up if you want to.
Yeah, but we don't want to force these spoilers on you.
But hey, if we're getting... Listen, Shin Megami Tensei started off as a Nintendo franchise. It wasn't made by Nintendo, but it was a game that was on Nintendo systems. Love to see the mainline Shin Megami Tensei game still on Nintendo systems. Hey, just do that Persona. Persona now and forever. Every Persona game on Switch. Come on. Don't be cowards. Don't be cowards. Sony checks can't be that big.
They can.
They can. They absolutely
can. Be pretty
they probably
fucking big,
are.
to be honest. They can be pretty.
Oh, they can be pretty big.
Oh, that was louder than I was ready for.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. Hey, let's give a piece of business news.
Oh, we are a business show.
We're a professional business show.
I do have my street MBA.
Of course, and I pass the bar in the state of Virginia, which means I can legally tell you that there is a lawsuit going on.
A lawsuit?
There's always a lawsuit going on in games.
My stars.
Can you believe it?
A breaking of the law by a corporation?
I know. An artist.
But all my best friends are brands.
An artist in a lawsuit has alleged that Capcom stole some of her photos for some games like small, independent, little games like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Apparently it's been going on for years. There's 100 pages of documentation showing the places in different Capcom games where Judy A. Jurassic. They named the park after her.
And the movie.
Where Judy A. Jurassic's photos have been used. She created a book of photographs of textures in 1996. And the book came with a CD that contained the images. CD's beans coming out of your cabinet. It's a bean situation.
I'm glad you're having a good time. A while back, we actually talked about that, like on old school Pokemon cards, all of them were essentially from one like stock image disc.
Mm-hmm. There's an account that does nothing but show where all the Mario 64 textures came from.
Yeah,
and they're all like textures that came with the SGI workstations that Nintendo had. So
right.
This was
Capcom
said
us
common
too.
Practice.
Except they didn't have ones that were like free to use.
No,
they just stole it. It would appear.
They were not licensed for commercial use. You were allowed to use the textures that came with the CD for personal projects. If you wanted to use them for commercial purposes, you could reach out to Mr. Jurassic and get mauled because her vision is based on motion and not sight.
Mine's not working. Restart it. All right, I've got some examples here. There we go, of some of her textures. So this is the original one here, which is clearly laid over that Resident Evil 4 logo.
Did you say Resident Evil 4 Loco? Because that is a brand integration that I can get behind.
This one here, also used in Resident Evil, like this is.
So here's the deal. Especially back in the early days of digital media, this shit happened all the time. But you steal a texture and you takes your chances. You know? How would they know? How are they going to know?
They're not going to know.
How would they know?
Gonna know.
Capcom took their chances.
And everyone knows.
And now they owe this woman 20 years of commercial royalties.
They
and she
sure
is
fucking do.
Not going to be kind.
As she shouldn't, honestly.
No.
I'm trying to look for what the actual amount being sued for. So the amount is only $2,500. Oh, it's $2,500 to $25,000 for each used photograph, which is less than Nintendo sued that independent website for recently for selling ROMs.
That's fair.
Hilarious. So they are asking for the court to award her up to $12 million in damages on account of copyright infringement.
Get that money. Pay your artists. Don't steal work.
She is also seeking damages for false copyright management and removal of copyright management, which is going to be an additional amount, which is very interesting.
Yeah, they took off her watermarks.
Capcom, on the other hand, said they are aware of the lawsuit and have no further comment.
Oh, yeah, we're aware that we're being
Shocking.
sued. Yeah, we're aware. We're also aware that it's 76 degrees out today. Anyway, we got to go. There are a lot of things we're aware of. That car's red. Anyway, bye.
Right.
You better get home and check your cabinets. You might have a bean situation.
Jurassic's lawyer also said that they don't really have a statement. They're just like, it's all there. We put together a detailed complaint. We think it speaks for itself. It's like, it's so open and shut on that where it's just like, here's the proof you stole my shit. What else do you have to say there?
Here they are. Here's yours, here's mine. Is same. Money, please. All right.
Get the money.
Speaking of money, please.
Hey.
I found this, and somebody, please. Somebody. Please. We need $450 because the pre-orders just opened for the life-size Slowpoke. Somebody, please, my co-host. She's very sick.
That could be me.
She's very sick in the brain.
Yo, that could be me. Please, it could be me. Please, it could be me hugging a Slowpoke. That's like that. Look at her.
I know.
Look at how happy she is.
Well, and if she's of average Japanese height, that means you're only a foot shorter than that. So that Slowpoke.
I could be that happy. And I don't have a dragon. I have a bat. Hold on.
It's a dragon. We know that it's a dragon. It has spines on its back. You know? What she keeps saying it's a dinosaur bat. Do you know what the scientific name for a Do you know what the scientific name for a dinosaur bat is?
Squishmallow.
That's about half the size of a Slowpoke. Maybe a third.
I love him.
We went to Target because she needed 3 things.
I did.
She found this. I walked around the corner in an aisle, and she was laying on it.
I hadn't gone outside in a long time.
It wasn't off the shelf.
I climbed into the shelf.
She climbed into the shelf and laid on this.
I did.
And she was like, I don't think I should buy it. And I was like, you climbed into a shelf.
I was gonna buy it. I just needed him to tell me to.
She's like, it's a bad idea to buy this, right? I was like, what do you want me to tell you right now?
I just wanted him to enable me, so
What do
I
you
wasn't
want?
solely responsible.
What am
for
I,
my
a
decision.
monster? You've put me in a position where if I told you the truth, I'd be a monster.
Exactly. That's the point, Anthony.
It was a real bean situation.
I love it. It's my favorite thing. Y'all, I spend so much time now on the internet looking at all of the other Squishmallows that are available. I didn't get it before. People were really into them, and I was seeing them on TikTok all the time, and I was like, whatever, it's a fucking stuffed animal. Oh, no. I want them all. They're so soft. I've never experienced anything like it.
While you're in Japan,
they're genuinely perfect. Like
pre-ordering Saige's Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Please also go visit Misato's apartment for me.
Yeah.
Tell Misato I love her. Please tell her she's still best girl. Please tell her she worked so hard and she's so respected and she's done good. And she should believe in herself the way we all believe in you. The whiskey that Misato drinks in Evangelion is a real whiskey, and it's an expensive whiskey because she takes drinking seriously. The name of the sake is Dasai. Dasai is not cheap. And if you go right now to a pop-up Dasai shop in Tokyo, you can. And of course, it's in Ginza, the fucking fancy-ass shopping district. You can go and see her apartment.
I'm just showing you all of my soft stuff.
And live in her apartment.
That's excellent.
And drink sake in her apartment.
Hell yeah.
I want that. There are 2 things in Japan we want right now. There's more than that, but
there are two
that we're bringing to your attention now.
Yeah. One of them we talked about at the end of last week, of course, which is the new Nintendo Museum.
Oh, I was talking about the Slowpoke. We're talking about two specifically today.
Okay, today, yeah. Today. With the Slowpoke. But then I would like to have the Slowpoke here. I would like to keep it.
Yes. You'd have to buy a ticket for it. It would have to sit next to you on the plane.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Best travel buddy ever.
Some fucking dude bro is like walking out. He's like, is this my seat? I think I'm sitting near you for like 12 hours. I think it's me and you sitting together for 12 hours. I'm sorry, I think you're mistaken.
I'm sorry, is your name Slowpoke? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. Check that ticket again.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
Shelves and overhead bins are kind of similar. That's true. Slowpoke wouldn't fit, but Saige could go in the overhead bin.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm very tall.
She's very tall. She's 9 to 15 tall. Mm-hmm. They're just more shit, but we'll tell you about it on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's about time to get on out of here. We love you very much, BBs. Thank you for joining us at exactly 8 a.m. for a kind of, sort of, still probably too early.
It was too early. We want to give shout-outs and thank yous to everybody who supported us during the show today. Maestro Tank, thank you for the follow. Ronan Monkey with the resub. Versus Game with the follow. Callan Roar giving out 5 gift subs. Welcome to everybody, and thank you, Callan Roar, for your donations. Kurt with the $20 donation. Bearvane with the follow. Average Student with the 3-month resub. Thanks for sticking it out. Saint Villain, thank you for following. Who is Chelsea giving that sub to Derek Lee Ketchum? Thank you, Chelsea. Taryn, Firewolf 411, Super Jane 63, Wikipedia, Supersonics, The Rogue Vanian. Thank you for the follows. Scott Davis with 100 bits. Loudbox with the resub. Ridium M with the resub. 6 months! Saying, what better time to celebrate 6 months than at 8 a.m.? You are so right.
We appreciate
Tinkerbell 225 with the resub. Shump Hash Slinger. Nailed it. Thank you for the follow.
Crash bringing / dinging hash slinging.
Thingy Mahooha. Thank you for the follow.
We love you so much.
We love you.
Thank you, BBs, for being here. And hey, look, it's Monday. What fucking day even is that? Where are you going to be when you're not here at 8 a.m.?
Oh, shit. Well, today at 4, you can catch me on my Twitch channel, which is Hey, I'm on Twitch today at 4 p.m. On the my channel is Anthony Carboni, my full name. We're playing Zelda, of course. We're trying to play through every single Zelda game up through Skyward Sword in time for Skyward Sword's re-release. We're on Ocarina of Time. It's a great time to jump in. Come watch us there. And, of course, you can find me everywhere else on the internet at Carboni. And listen to my very good science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. It's called We Have Concerns. You can find that at wehaveconcerns.com. Saige, where are you fucking literally heading right after this?
I'm heading over to Smash.
Oh, the Smosh games.
Yeah, I'm going to be over live on Smosh Games. We go live at 3 p.m. Pacific, so an hour before Anthony, so you can go see us and then go see Anthony. We are going to be playing Spy games today for Board AF. You can always catch me there on Mondays playing board games with my lovely friends. And then tonight, I will be live on my channel. You can also find us here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for this show, so come back and join us again on Wednesday.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can find us on Friday nights for Failed Save. You can find us on Patreon with those bonus clips.
Ooh.
We did a fucking mukbang on Friday.
It wasn't supposed to be.
We did a mukbang on Friday.
And then it was.
It is only $5 a month to get access to that. You get a bonus clip every single week of something we didn't talk about on the show. We covered a couple of things on that, and we also did a mukbang. It's like 25 minutes, maybe 30.
Believe in love.
It's very, very funny. It does sound like a bean situation.
It was
and
a
you're
real
all very
bean
good
situation.
Beans. We love and appreciate you very, very, very much. You're very good. Thank you. Oh, and you can also find me on Thursdays on the D&D channel for the Black Dice Society. I play a lot of D&D on the internet. Kraken Dice was here earlier. Hi, Kraken Dice, if you're still here. Hi, friends. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. Take care of yourselves, babies.
Bye, babies.